I consume alcohol. I consume cigarettes. I consume the news, consume the library. I consume those little candy-coated chocolate M&Ms. I consume family. I consume independence. I consume music. I consume food, clothing, and shelter. I consume the Nike swoosh. I consume Just Do It. I consume Nautica and Tommy Hilfiger. I consume art, that's A to the R to the T. I consume academia. I consume language. I consume memory. I consume the me that is me. It's easy to figure out who that is. Just consider what I consume. I consume education, I consume pro-choice, I consume healthy food, I consume poetry, I consume text, I consume video, I consume New York, I consume South Africa, I consume the Middle East conflict as a New York South African Jew, I consume Iraq and the World Trade Center, but separately, of course. I consume World War III, I consume the economy, I consume gay marriage, I consume Howard Dean, John Kerry, John Edwards, and Ralph Nader. Thank you, Mr. Bush, for allowing me the space to consume. I consume good versus evil axes and all. I consume the U.S. military, I consume Donald Rumsfeld, I consume John Ashcroft, I consume the UN Security Council and the 9/11 board. I consume forgiveness for the Bush family sins, because given the circumstances, one can only be good or evil, and I guess since they wear an American flag, I consume the American flag. I consume America, I consume the Crusade, I consume the Jihad, I consume Auschwitz, I consume Kuwait, Afghanistan, and Enron, I consume Macklemore and Oprah Winfrey, I consume millions of dollars to help those crazy little Africans out, I consume Belgrade, I consume Kosovo, I consume Baghdad, etc., and so forth. I consume all this all at once, saw the movie, rode the roller coaster, got the t-shirt, I consume Hiroshima, Mon Amour. I consume, oh, what do I consume? And it brings me that much closer to I consume. It's like the old proverb says, you are what you eat. Marx lived in a society based on labor. I live in one based on consumption. I consume anti-consumption. I consume Marx and plop them out my smelly butt. I consume the third world and plop it out my smelly butt. Buy more stuff, it'll help you forget. Buy more stuff, it'll help you remember. Buy more stuff to buy more stuff to buy more stuff, and you're sure to escape. Gotta construct my person with stuff, with anti-stuff. I consume the ones we lost. I consume the ones who remain. I consume with the ones who remain. I consume the ones who fight. I consume the ones we fight. I consume escape, but I can't escape consuming. Thank you again, Mr. Bush. Who ever heard of small-scale nuclear warfare? I consume small-scale nuclear warfare. I consume Palestine, I consume Israel, I consume CNN, Sky News, and most of all, the Fox Network. I consume Scud missiles, U.S. Patriot defensives, and the Blair Bush Project. I consume San Francisco, life, liberty, and the pursuit of hetero-homogeno happiness. I consume Florida and everyone who didn't vote for me there. I consume flight jackets and airplane bases for oil babies born with Tex-Mex spoons in their mouth. I consume good old boys, bad young girls, and the strength of scandalous silence. I consume Swaziland and Zimbabwe just cause they're close by. I consume HIV, I consume sympathy, I consume empathy, I consume antipathy, I consume white male straight consumption, I consume non-gay, non-female, non-person of color consumption, I consume guilt, I consume love, I consume marriage, I consume divorce, I consume politics, I consume corporations, oil for sale, please make future checks payable to Bush and Dick. I consume George W. Cheney, the NASDAQ, and the now Dow Jones. I consume Osama bin Laden, Saddam Hussein, and Americans who don't know the difference. I consume what I think. I consume what I don't think. I consume culture. I consume counterculture. I consume sex. I consume gender. I consume identity. I consume anything I damn well please. God bless America.